focus on the lesson. Live in the hills, but it still get a spread. Started with a live, but it still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but the sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I got another watch list for you, and this week is about to be huge. We're literally coming off of an epic couple of weeks of rally where we closed on Friday, puts us at the higher levels of June, but this was the low level or the lowest we hit in early February. So where we go from here is key, but now we're going to get a lot of economic data, but it's not the big one. Here is the whole thing. I'm telling you right now, next week is the CPI, and that will be the biggest driver. But now, that's why this week is so important. We're getting a lot more earnings. We're going to hear from a lot of the Fed, but now, depending on where we go and what sort of cushion, it's either we're going to keep running or we're going to put the brakes on a little bit. So, we got a lot to talk about. I got to break down all the events for this week. We're even going to cover the earnings, and then we got to talk about the Fed. Again, I just mentioned that, but you are going to hear from about 4 or 5 different speakers, and depending on what they say, that is either going to keep things going or it's going to chill things out. So we're going to cover that, and then the plays that we made on Friday and what we're looking at for the rest of the week. So drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open, youtube.com/thestockmarket. We'll see you there in the morning. It's free 99, and please, we need your help. Today is Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, but here is the random account generator, and we had the random lurker dev. It was like unknown lurker, I don't know, but he hit it on the Amazon, baby. So we need your help. Post a random option play below $100. We're gonna pick it in the morning tomorrow. Post the strike price expiration day. I'm already messing it. Okay, I'll see you there. Post it, but right off the bat, let's talk about the keys. Like I said, there is going to be a lot of economic data. You're going to get ISM. You're going to get real estate data, car sales, even the trade balance, and that will be important. But the real main drivers of the week, they're going to be the Fed speakers. You got like 3 or 4 talking, and we're going to go over that on the next key. But watch out for them. Watch out for the earnings. Literally on Thursday, there's going to be over 100 earnings after hours. So even though we've got the big dogs out the way, there is still going to be a lot of companies, so keep your eyes out for that. And even though there's a lot of economic data, pretty much the non-farm payrolls, those should be the most important or the ones that could give any sort of big reaction. Pretty much after what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, I think most of the other data sets will get ignored for the most part. But like I said, watch out for the Fed speakers this week. This is probably going to be the key. Now, I'm only seeing 2 on the schedule. You got Fed Messer and Fed Evans, but I believe we should be hearing from Bostic, and you might get a couple by the morning tomorrow. But pretty much now that we've had the Fed, remember last week was the Fed, the FOMC, which is wild to think about, but we had all those big earnings too. But pretty much if you hear them talk about possibly slowing down or leaving more ambiguity, essentially that line that Powell said that opened up the door for the bulls, watch out if they say anything along the realm of slowing down. That will be bullish. But if they talk about there being no chances stopping, even talking about 75, 100 coming into September, pretty much you saw how they talked it down last time. Watch for them to pretty much either confirm the rally or pour cold water. But even though the earnings and data is going to be big this week, after just seeing how we ignored everything, if there's anything that's going to move the market, it's going to be those Fed speakers. So watch out for that. As far as the earnings, you got companies like Uber, Caterpillar, Amgen, Pinterest, Airbnb, Oxy, AMD, Square, PayPal, and literally there is 100 other ones that I'm missing. So there's still going to be earnings plays. Companies can still get affected, but I talk about this one in the plays here. What you got to watch out for is that a lot of companies have already reported. I believe at this point now, it's about 21% of companies have missed analyst expectations. The other 70 or so have done better, but this is the lowest since 2020 or February 2020. But now that we've gotten some of the big dogs out the way, just keep a lookout for all these companies. There will be a lot of now more individual reactions, but now that you've got the big dogs, they'll kind of be in their own land, in their own little world. So watch out for that, but still keep your eye out for earnings. Those will be where a lot of headlines will generate this week, but there's that. And finally, I've been saying this, we've been talking about it, but as far as this week, depending on the data, the Fed speakers, and those earnings, we can stay bullish till August 10th, and I think it'll be easy, but again, being at these key levels, levels. The real question is the market going to use some of these catalysts or data to blast through some of the resistance, or are things going to cool down? But August 10th, that's when we get the CPI. So like I'm saying, until we get something that could stop the momentum, it might be the non-farm payrolls, or it'll be the Fed to flat out say, hey, yo, you need to calm down. They will do that. I'm thinking after last time, the only other catalyst moving forward is going to be the CPI, and really that is going to give the green lights for the market. So let us get into the plays. But right off the bat, I'm starting this one with a little bit of the momentum. This one was a weird momentum play that we made on Friday, but MGAM, you might have saw this, but I'm calling it a random hype play because I didn't know about this stock till Friday. It started moving. I found out it was an IPO, and actually it met our IPO criteria where it traded like 3-4 times the float, and when I bought it, it was like 100% premium. But pretty much, here's the reason for the play. Besides all of that, I want you to understand there's been a weird phenomena that has been occurring over the last like 3 or 4 days. Pretty much, if you saw this stock HKD, it went from like $15 to $400. It's a random China stock, but they had an IPO. It was a very low float, and then all of a sudden 3-4 days later, it just started going crazy. And then everybody, as the market's been going up, it seems like some of the traders here have been going after these IPOs, and believe it or not, IPO volume is like dropped to the lowest in like 2 years. So I thought it was interesting because people are trading these IPOs. There's not premium because the trading volume is very low, but if it has a low enough float, everybody's been flocking to it as some of this exuberance has been floating on in the market. So pretty much a lot of people were looking at MGAM after seeing HKD. There was another one like MGAI, another IPO that came out. So I thought I'd go with MGAM. I grabbed 100 shares at $8. Like I said, 100% premium. They IPO'd at $4. It touched $14 after hour, closed up about 12, but I'm thinking, hey, if we get any crazy momentum, if the traders return with some of that squeeze potential, I'm down to ride it out with. I put down $800. I will see what happens, but that's the play I'm starting with. Just keep your eyes out for it. And again, the whole idea here, bringing this up, it's one thing about the play, but just watch out for the momentum. Like literally, money has been returning this last couple weeks, and especially if we get past some of these levels and earnings and other things support it, I mean, it really might fan some of the flames here. So that's the overall one, but that's the first play. Watch out for that. Then number 2, baby, Airbnb and Expedia. So I have a bunch of Airbnb plays. I got a bunch of leaps. We own a bunch of stock. I don't know if I'm going to make a play coming into earnings. And why I'm saying that is because literally a week and a half ago, they were at $80 and now they're at like 108, 110. They've moved up a lot. So I know the premiums are high, but what I'm looking at is all the sympathies. Both Expedia and Booking, they are going to be reporting this week. But what I'm noticing is that usually Airbnb comes afterwards. This time they're coming ahead. Same thing even with Uber and Lyft. Usually Lyft reports before Uber. This week or this time around, it's Uber before Lyft. So I'm noticing this and I'm thinking, well, maybe we'll get some good sympathy. So I'm going to watch for Airbnb to pretty much lead into Expedia and Booking. And I think we might be able to get a lot of plays. And at the very least, I think Airbnb will be an awesome post-earnings continuation. We get a deposit tomorrow too. And this is what I've been waiting for. I want to see some of these earnings from Uber, Airbnb. We even got Abivai. They dropped on Friday. I'm keeping that in mind, but that's pretty much what I'm waiting on. But I think Airbnb is going to give a lot of sympathies this week with all the travel plays. So watch out for them. That's number 2. And then number 3, baby, Microsoft. So watch out for the post earnings. Like I said, you got the big dogs out of the way. Same thing here applies for Apple. We made a flip on those on Friday, so I'm going to be watching those, but I like Microsoft. I sold out of my Google premiums, and I noticed that pretty much my out-of-the-money Microsofts were getting me better gains than my in-the-money Google, so took the profit on the Google earnings. We got just about 100%, but Microsoft, I'm still holding. We made that play free, but really, I'm just thinking, even if some of the earnings are bad this week, as long as the overall market doesn't get knocked out, I'm going to be watching those post-earnings continuations, Microsoft, Apple, and Netflix, literally in that order, even Google too, but I already cut out, but we're going to see. But the point is, these post-earnings are on fire. I'm sure you probably even saw Tesla on Friday as well too, but I think all of these are in place, so going to be watching those, but those are the main plays. Far as everything else, like I said, we flipped to Apple weekly on Friday. I got clapped on a Roku, and then a $5 LMT one as well too. too. But then I grabbed 2 TSM puts. There was something about banning like China chip bills. I know TSM isn't really related, but I like the volatility. Remember a couple months ago, we were looking at them when we shorted AMD. So I grabbed one for September, a little time. I grabbed 2 of the $65 puts for 31 cents. And I thought I made another play, but it was just the other weeklies that we had there again with the Apple. We lost on those Facebook ones. Again, there was a lot of good post earnings that we hit last week, but if you didn't take the profits, they weren't there, but some were able to run. So we got some nice hits on that, but those were the main ones. Just going to be watching out for those plays that we just listed. And like I said, Abivai, Airbnb, Uber, even kind of keeping a little bit of the long-term lens open here. But I think this week is going to tell us a lot. We have the opportunity for a lot of earnings, and then even the companies that already reported. And if things continue, I mean, you may see the market return to a more normal state until we get this CPI. So I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure Hydra Healthy ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember, you rarely know your impact. A lot of y'all been working hard. A lot of y'all been planting seeds, but I'm just telling you now, you've influenced and made a lot of positive changes without you even knowing it. So maybe knowing that might make you feel better. But ladies and gentlemen, we're entering some pivotal weeks. It's at least giving a little bit of relief, but let's drive this home before you know it. Summer is over. We enter the last season and the end of the year is here, and you got to make it all the way through, baby. But I love you. Enjoy your sleep. Get a good sleep. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Here's my other horn. Shout out to Chad. This was a Chad gift. It's on my desk. It started moving. This one, I don't know how it came up. I lost my other horn. Here's the broken one. R.I.P. man. Sad. You know, you see, we hold on, baby. It's cold till I die, baby. They don't know. What's up? Okay, I'm sorry. That was the last one. I'm hyped. Okay, I'll see you in the... Get ready, baby. I love you. Goodbye.